Hi, everyone. My name is Jerry Wise, and I want to talk about odd ways narcissistic families punish the scapegoat. There are a lot of people who are not even aware that they are a scapegoat in the family. Maybe some of these traits will help you to understand that more. Roles like scapegoat, mascot, lost child, golden child, those type of roles are manufactured roles. And they're manufactured deep within the family emotional system and often are unconscious. People wouldn't even, I'm not scapegoating them. They don't even realize they're even doing it because it's so deep within the family system, deep within the DNA of their emotional system. And in fact, for many generations. So let me talk about some of those traits. Number one, gaslighting. Manipulating the scapegoat's perception of reality, making them doubt their own feelings, their own memories, their own thoughts, their own rationality, their past discussions, making it to be something in which they are wrong and they don't see it correctly. And so in recovering from that, we want to learn how to nail our foot to the floor. So wherever they dance with us, we're going around in a circle and we stay where we are. And that's an important learning process for a scapegoat because they will want to dance you all over the room. And we want to either distance ourselves or we want to nail our foot to the floor. Number two, the silent treatment. Let's isolate the scapegoat. If they're causing trouble, if they're a truth teller, if they see too much, if they're bringing up too many secrets, if they're bringing up too much information that we don't want to talk about as a family or address, whether it be dad's alcoholism, mom's narcissism, sister's abuse, then we are going to have to use the silent treatment to isolate you from this reality because we would like you to shut up. And so we can punish you with shut up by we're not going to talk to you and we're going to isolate you. And I think that's a very powerful but very also abusive thing to do, the silent treatment. Number three, triangulation. We bring in a third party to go against the scapegoat. So we start forming coalitions against the scapegoat. And of course, the narcissist or the narcissistic family will find those who are more amenable or more manipulatable about this triangulation because maybe they don't. And as a pastor, I experienced a lot of that triangulation and being seen as being bad and going, what? I don't know that I did anything. And again, there was gaslighting. Oh yeah, you never said hi to so and so, which I don't even remember ever never saying hi. If I did, I maybe was distracted or something, but I never intentionally didn't say hi to somebody. But that was the reality. And then that they pull in other people, Jerry's been doing this. And people who don't know the wider picture may be vulnerable to someone coming and pulling them in to be a triangle against me or whoever the scapegoat is in the system. So we'll bring in other people. I call that the cabal. All those who have joined together emotionally against a scapegoat. And I know families, even extended families, who have become a cabal because the family is successful, but mostly all alcoholics. The scapegoat, has it been in recovery, is now head of the company for the family, an actual business. And now he's shoved out because we don't want you talking about our dad or mom as alcoholic. We don't want you to name us as alcoholics. We don't want you to even come close to that. So we're going to have to punish you and you'll be the scapegoat. Number four, projection. We're going to do projection if we are the challenged part of the family by the scapegoat, often a truth teller or someone who just doesn't see it the way the dysfunctional family sees it. And then projection is simply, I'm going to blame you for everything I think, I feel, and I do. And I'm going to accuse you of doing that, feeling that, and thinking that. That's projection. In other words, I'm not a narcissist. You're a narcissist. You're the real narcissist as the scapegoat. But I'm not a narcissist. And again, it gets pretty classic sometimes, where it's kind of just obvious what's going on. And we even see that in all parts of our society, where there's a lot of projection going on. And the people who are narcissistic are doing what they are accusing others of doing. Number 5, competitive comparisons. I need to compare you to someone else, to demean you, to erode your self-esteem, to have you question yourself. And there's, well, you're not like your brother. I wish you were like your brother or your sister or your aunt or whomever. Or I wish you were like Joe's family and his success going to college. Well, he makes lots of money, implying that you don't make enough money. And again, that comparison it's actually competitive comparison abuse is really what it is, because they could say nothing. Who cares? I mean, if he makes more money, he makes more money. Okay, that's his life. And they edit out everything else. He may use all of his money to buy cocaine. I don't know. So him having a lot of money may not be a good thing, but it corrects your value. It assigns your value. And in a dysfunctional family, in a narcissistic family, you are assigned a value. And I'd almost like to put price tags on everybody in a family and show them how they have assigned the value to everybody in the family. Having done family groups, having done family therapy groups with a number of families together, it's a great exercise to see how everybody's valued and what your price is. Number 6, emotional blackmail. Using guilt and emotional manipulation to control or punish the scapegoat. Many people are now more familiar with emotional blackmail, where, well, if you really loved me, you'd do that. It's like, oh, I need to feel guilty about the choice I just made because, well, I'm sure other kids, comparison, I'm sure other kids do it differently with their parents. Comparison plus emotional blackmail. So there's those two together. They can even be used in a combination. Number 7, invalidation. Your opinions, your memories, your beliefs don't matter. Your wants. I remember talking to my mother one time and talking to her several times about a situation. And my mother was not all bad. And as most of us are, not all bad, nor all good. But when you have a narcissist, then you've got some real problems because you are just invisible in that invalidation. And, whatever you say just goes right over their head. It just doesn't even, are you talking to me? Because they have deer in the headlight eyes that you can tell they're just not taking it in because you're being invalidated. What you're saying and what you want really doesn't matter. And I'm not hearing it. I'm smiling, but I'm not hearing it. Number 8, selective memory. Getting someone to admit to the past and things that have gone on. They may go, oh yeah, well, we did go to the lake, but I don't remember you ever being, abused by the neighbor next door, blah, 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 blah. So we have a selective memory about those experiences. And that selective memory is very frustrating because you can't get them on the stand. You can't hold them to account. They will just have selective memory or deny the past. No, that never happened. I don't know where you got that from. Because dad told me, because my sister told me, because that's where I got it from. They didn't have any axe to grind. But it's still, no, they were mistaken. Okay, that's a pretty important thing to be mistaken about. And again, it's a way to punish the scapegoat with selective memory. Number 9, and these are all about the scapegoat and how they cast the scapegoat. They cast the scapegoat as unbelievable. You know what he told me the other day? Isn't that crazy that Jerry said that to me? I mean, that's just so unbelievable. And then tells other people, and then they believe I'm unbelievable. So they'll cast me as unbelievable. They'll cast me as manipulative. Well, he's just trying to ... however you fill that in. The scapegoat is a manipulator. They just try to manipulate things. Number 10, they will cast you as having changed for the worst. In other words, if you become a scapegoat or you become a truth teller, then you've changed for the worst, not the best. And so other people say, you notice how different he is now? That's just not the same old Mary. I don't know what happened to Mary. Well, Mary woke up and Mary, started getting treatment or therapy or, some counseling and she now sees things differently. But that's considered a change for the worst, not a change for the best. 11, they will cast you as the true cause of the family anger and divisions. You're the one dividing the family. You're the one causing all this frustration and anger. And you need to stop that. And we're going to put all that on you. And so the scapegoat gets painted with all of the family dysfunction. And I remember I've heard, I don't know how many times, a parent or a spouse of an alcoholic tells their child, well, you're the reason your dad drinks. I'm going, I know they didn't just say that. You're the reason the narcissistic mom acts the way she acts. You're the cause, not the person who's not taking responsibility for their own behavior. Number 12, you are cast as undeserving of information. We're going to keep information away from you. And, we'll limit that information significantly. You don't know when family things are happening. You don't know why mom is in the hospital. You don't know why the siblings in the hospital. You don't know who had a baby or when they had the baby. We'll just hold information from you. And again, that's a punishment for you being cast as the scapegoat. Number 13, you're cast as the one who is detached while they are being over-enmeshed with you. It's a paradoxical and a projection type of punishment. In other words, they see you as too detached from the family, but they are over-enmeshed with you because they make you too important and not important in a good way, important in a bad way. And they're always talking about you, obsessing about you, triangulating about you, blah, 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 blah. They don't see any of that happening. They only see you either trying to find some distance or trying to find a sense of self and how distant and detached you are. And it's actually the opposite. You're trying to break free from the enmeshment. And most times people are trying to break free from the enmeshment versus break free from the family. Now, sometimes we have to break free from the family as well as the enmeshment. But both need to be addressed. And some people can break free of the enmeshment and still stay connected with the family. Well, I want to invite you to get some more training on this. I have an online program, Your New Road to Self. Check that out below. That would include a year's worth of coaching once a month in a group setting. I really want to thank you for watching today. I hope you have a good day and be wise.